morning. Good morning, Mariana. I had to remember who was the last one I left, but so I'd start the next. It took me. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How are you? It's a beautiful Friday. It looks like it's going to warm up nicely today. We're coming into the Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. So for many of us, we will be having turkey dinners or connecting with families. And so I'm going to check in on the energy. We'll do some cards. We'll get some clarity. And we'll also talk. We'll, of course, talk. Edie, hello, my love. Do stick around. Be part of the collective. Be part of it. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, I tried to make a video this morning and it wouldn't let me record it. So maybe I'll try again this afternoon and see if I can get it to record. But I'll probably talk a little bit about it right now. And thank you for the likes. I appreciate you. That helps me. All the likes that you put in get me in front of a larger audience on the For You page. That's how it works. Aww. I love you. I love you. Some of us are going to be, there's a powerful move. There's a powerful move. Aw, I love you, Edie. I love you. Thank you. So there's a powerful move. So we're going to see some big stuff. I think we really are. And what I've been getting for the message is, oh, look at that. We got a 5 and 15. So we got 2 5s on the table, guys. We got a 15 and a 5. So the 15 is a powerful move. TT. So some of us, that could be actually moving. Some of us hope so. Some of us are trying to move. Some of us are looking for their forever homes. Some of us are trying to manifest, beautiful homes. So we'd like to move. Some of us would like to just travel. But a powerful move could be that you maybe just decide it's finally time. It's finally time to step up and take the light that's within you and show it to the world. Maybe that's what this powerful move is, right? Maybe this powerful move is speaking to a collaboration with somebody that helps you. TT. We've got body and soul. I'm definitely in the space of body and soul, right? Body and soul is this beautiful, you're just nurturing yourself. You're doing the things that you love. You're doing the things that make you feel good, right? I even check in before I eat something. I ask myself, is this in alignment with me to eat? And if my body's like, nope, I'm like, okay, it's not in alignment. It's okay. I don't know why it's got this like reflection thing here. I mean, I know it's all the camera and the light behind me, but it's not on that camera. It's just on this one. So it's just weird. A little bit bright there. Let's see what else we have. But body and soul is just, when you're in that space, it's very relaxed and peaceful. Oh, divine feminines. Oh, my divine feminines. I put up a video this morning. It's a beautiful video. It's an active meditation. So please go and check that out. Right. Oh, look at that. This has been a huge message for me right now, has been to connect with the trees. And I did this morning. I went and connected. I don't really have a forest around me. So I I connected with the one tree and it was beautiful. But this is the roots of abundance. So whatever we're working on, whatever this is, like if you think of this, if it's something that it's in alignment with you, like it's perfectly in alignment, its body and soul is in perfect alignment with what you're moving towards. Maybe you did. Maybe you decided to stand on the stage and be the inspiration. Are you the lighthouse? Right. And I was talking in the video that I was trying to do was talking about this very concept. You know, I was in a group of collective leaders and we were talking about if, you know, if you could design the new earth, what should it look like? What should it incorporate? And, you know, part of the conversation was also about, you know, the weather systems that we've been seeing around the world and how, you know, there's been the hurricanes that have been in the States. And the whole thing is like, where's the helpers, right? And I know 555 on the time right there, but I know with the helpers are, you know, like I grew up with Mr. Rogers, and Mr. Rogers told you when stuff was going wrong, you look for the helpers, right? And the weird thing is that there wasn't the helpers, not the way that there should have been the helpers. Like we knew in advance what was going to like that there was a hurricane coming into Florida. It was supposed to be category 5, which was going to be really bad, and especially after just having Helene. So why didn't the government come in and provide aid and direction, right? Guidance on where to go. You know, it's just there's a hurricane coming, evacuate. That was the order, but nobody came in and said, go here, go there. Nobody else also, though, was like, come here, right? So on the one side, there wasn't anybody saying, here, let me help guide you in a direction. But on the other end, the beacons weren't there. The lights weren't there for them to go to. So where were the helpers, right? And nobody was putting up the signs and going, come here. Right? Where was the hotel saying, hey, I know you got to evacuate your place. If you don't have a place to stay, you can stay here, right? Like where was the open arms across the country saying, come to us? That wasn't there. Right? So your light is important is what the conversation is about, right? Whether you're helping one soul or 1,000 souls or 1,000,000 souls, it doesn't matter. Right? Whether it was, you know, you're helping raise, you know, you turn your light on and you help one single person, that soul is as important as everything else. It's the same thing as a miracle. There's no miracle that's better than another miracle. It's a miracle, right? Grace of God came in there right then when we're talking about the grace of God. It's really powerful. So roots of abundance. I think that, you know, this powerful move is going to align with your body and soul. And that's where the roots of abundance lie, right? When you're doing what is in alignment with you, it is expressed differently because it expresses through the very essence of who you are, right? We've got the into me, I see. Look at this beautiful card. Do you see who you truly are? Do you know how powerful you are? Like you haven't been here long enough if you don't, because I try to remind you all the time, right? You have way more capabilities than what you even realize, right? You guys are so powerful. Ooh, a burst of magic. A burst of magic. Magic is everywhere. You're a magician. You're creating. And then the divine matrix. We got 8, 48, and 44. And you know me, that 44 means your angel guides are here. This is a message that angels are near, that you're being guided, that your support team is sending you a message. So 8, 48, and we'll just put it the other way. We'll go this way. We'll go 44, 48, 8. So we get 2 8s and 3 4s. And we'll add them with our 2 5s. And there we go. We have our numbers and a 2 just for fun. There's your cards. A burst of magic. Like this is, it's like a path that you're choosing, but you have to choose it, right? We started with the powerful move. You have to make the move. You have to say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to be seen. I see me and I know I see me. So I'm okay with you seeing me. Right? So make that powerful move, take that risk. Maybe that powerful move is actually moving, right? But whatever you do, make sure that you're in it body and soul and that it aligns with you, but also be very nurturing. I think that a lot of us, especially that have been doing this for quite some time, we may be at the point where 10-10 on the time, where we're experiencing a bit of tiredness, or we're being put into spaces where we're meant to rest. So if you're in a space, like for me, I believe that's exactly why I'm where I am, is that I am meant to really just be in this space of stasis so that I can rest, so that I can be introspective, so that I can tap into my gifts more. It's just that growth process, but also in a restful way, right? And I think that that's that's definitely a message that's coming from this, but it is about that transformation where you start to align with the truth of who you are. You make this powerful move to step up and take the stage. You take this powerful move to be seen as your true self, aligned with your body and soul. And that's the authenticity, which is the roots of abundance. When we can stay in the state of love, joy, and authenticity, right? Being authentic, then that's when we're connected to our roots of abundance. And abundance is our birthright. So we've got this. Into me I see. So spend some time and see into yourself. And I hope that you see this. Like, that's how magical you are. Look at that, right? Look at how magical you are. What's not possible? Good morning, Mira. What's not possible, Mariana? Right? We've got the divine matrix and a burst of magic. There's magic coming in, guys, or you're going to be made aware of how magical you are. But you are the magician, even if we look at it in another way, right? Even if we look at it in the way of we are creating our reality through how we're doing it. Good morning, Sylvia. So I'm going to read the divine matrix card. In the realm of spirit, the knowledge that we are all divine beings, part of a tapestry, weaving our dreams into the fabric of reality, synchronicity, learning to trust the way things unfold. Why, you're allowed to rest. You're the one that actually determines what you're allowed to do. You're the one that determines that. And if you don't rest, then you burn out, because it's like a car with the gas pedal to the floor. It can only go to the floor for so long before you run out of gas, right? Do you ever wonder how synchronicities have come together? These meaningful coincidences move life forward in ways we might not understand at the time. We can get trapped in the idea that the world is a place of separate parts with space between, because the true quantum spiritual nature of reality can be confusing. Imagine that everything possible under the sun is waiting to be claimed. You are not separate from what you desire to manifest. Everything is intrinsically connected within a vast living web of life, a divine matrix. Even that which you have not yet observed as part of your life experience is still connected to you. It remains dormant until you choose it. Life operates on life's terms as well. You don't live in a vacuum, so you are surrounded by a multitude of realities that were brought to life by others. These can surely affect you if you allow them to. But as your thread, your luminous life force, your courageous dream is a part of the tapestry of life. You're being invited to be conscious of the pattern you are weaving. Isn't it amazing to know that you have such power inherent in you just by being alive? You'll see evidence of the truth of this divine matrix today. It is in you. What you do matters. All manner of miracles are waiting for you to lay claim to them. Ready? What ain't no way? Yeah. That's your mom projecting onto you, and that's not the truth. So it's just the truth. mostly the headache's gone, but my tummy's still a little bit, but mostly good. Thank you for asking, Chexie. How's Paco? I'm sure perfect as always. Oh, it's the perfect temperature. It's the perfect temperature. So let's see what our spirit messages are on Friday. Remember how important it is for your light to shine. He owns me. Isn't that the truth, right? All right, we've got, you need to ignore what everyone else is doing and achieving. Your life is about breaking your own limits and outgrowing yourself to live your best life. You are not in competition with anyone else. Plan to outdo your past, not other people. So one of the concepts that came up today, or yesterday actually, is the concept of healing, right? Once you say that you are healing, right? Once you say the words healing, that is the same as saying trying, right? When you say trying, you give yourself the opportunity to fail or to not do it, to not follow through, right? Try has the element of non-completion, right? And the same thing with healing. Healing has the concept of there's something broken, right? If you're constantly healing yourself, then you're constantly saying there's something that needs to be healed, right? You can get behind that. So if we can somehow switch ourselves into just being in the state of where we need to be. Hi, Flory. Thank you for resubscribing. Right. So words are powerful. And we're not in a competition with anybody else. Where you are in your life is where you are in your life through your growth and evolution, right? If you look at it as a growth and evolution, you're not healing anything, or because you're not broken, right? You never were broken, right? People did something that hurt you. You're not broken. You're not broken. Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow most. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. And that was another thing that's come up recently is, are you celebrating the growth that you've had, right? Because we should be celebrating our growth. Hi, Juju. How are you, love? Right? Whenever you talk to us, it never goes unheard. We hear every single word. This is your confirmation that we are assisting you, guiding you, and ensuring your wishes finally come to fruition. Be patient. Everything will come together for you. Right? That's a powerful one as well. So let's see what our fairies have to say on Friday. Okay, let's see what our fairies have to say on Friday. We're going to go for some nice messages. Pura Vida. Yeah, so if you think of yourself as healed, you are evolving and growing, right? Which you are, right? You're evolving and growing. We got the friendship fairies coming out. So fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. So if you're looking for a supportive environment like that, the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective that many of us here are a part of, that is, once I'm done here, we go there to deepen the conversation. So if you're looking for a collective, it doesn't have to be this one, but I think that that's what was another big message that's come up recently, is that people are starting to create collectives and tribes, right? Because we're looking to have support. The time of thinking that you have to do everything alone is coming to an end, right? And there is a concept of self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency within a tribal community is what seems to be the concept of the new direction. We've got the Wisdom Fairy coming out. The Wisdom Fairy, which is just beautiful. I love this picture with her with the owl up there in the corner. Have you ever been told that you're wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with a challenge. So call on your guides, call on your angels, call on whatever deities or any spiritual beings. Call on Mother Earth, work with the trees, right? There's a strong call to send a lot of healing to Mother Earth, to work with her. The same thing with working with the trees. There's been a lot of messages for the trees want us to connect with them. The trees are a great combination of like they're an entity in all together. So all the trees are connected through the root system and are a singular consciousness. Okay. And the consciousness, their name is shh, like the sound of the wind going through the rustling of the leaves. That's the sound. That's the name of the tree consciousness. There's other deities that you can work with, or other beings. You can work with crystals, you can work with energy, you can work with all kinds of things. This is tapping in and also connecting with your spirit team to ask for help. We've also got celebration coming in. Apparently some of us, or maybe all of us, and I hope all of us, are going to have a cause for celebration. And it says, get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. Maybe what you need to celebrate is your path, the journey, and how far you've come and how much you've grown. Maybe that's what the celebration is. Maybe the celebration is that you met your soul family, or you met some members of your soul family. Maybe the celebration isn't the type where we think that, like we're out having, oh, you're celebrating a 10-year wedding anniversary celebration, or a wedding, or, something like that. The celebration could be on a smaller, more intimate, more intrinsic level of celebration. But the point of celebration is for you to step into that state of joy, that state of celebration, because it's such a beautiful vibration for you to embody. We have the motivation fairy coming in as well. She's saying that when spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. And if you're looking for support in that, again, I'm going to speak about the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective, but I love it. And the people that are a part of it love it. And they consistently question why more people haven't made the switch, or why more people aren't following us to deepen the conversation. It's incredibly supportive. You get access not just to me and my gifts, you get access to the other individuals that are part of this powerful collective and all of their gifts. 222 on the clock there. So, and if you need motivation or support, that might be the environment for you, where you get the support from other people, or you see that other people are in varying parts of their growth, and that motivates you in a lot of ways, right? These two, like, honestly, what have I been talking about? I mean, Edie came on here and she just was like on point about this, but it's about letting your light shine. Right? When you are being authentic, so we've got light coming out, the light fairy, and we've got shine from within fairy, right? This is like the child to the high priestess, right? This is that glow up, that grow up, right? So shine from the little inner child within you, that authentic spark that's in you, your God spark, your creator spark, your soul, the soul that's tied to your higher self, to your spirit. But however you want to relate to those terms, that inner bit, that's the light that you want to be showing. And the more that you connect to that, the more you become this. But we'll read what these light fairies have to say. So shine from within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. This one is the Karen Kay's Oracle of the Fairies book. This one here. They're so pretty. And the Fairy Queen of Light comes to shed love and light onto your current situation and to remind you that light can penetrate the darkness, right? The darkness is the absorption of all of the light, right? So when we heal the darkness, more light comes out. That's how we shine brighter, as we work through those stagnant energies, right? Like when we do the spiritual shower, right? When I get you guys doing the spiritual shower and cleansing your auric field, cleansing your body, doing all of that, that really is making you shine brighter. That's the way that we do it, right? As you work through your traumas, it's less stagnant energy that's stuck there, old emotions and things that we didn't, that we don't need to be holding on to. Those things are moved from our system when we work on our traumas and we learn and integrate the lesson and the experience, right? It's all you have to do, right? You have to release the energy that was stored from that experience. And that's the integration part, is the knowledge, right? The experience and stuff. Hi guys, how great to see you. Love you. Sending you lots of energy too. I don't think they saw me. I think they had to leave. I think they flew on by, but said hi anyway. So let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Right? Do your spiritual cleanse, do the play, connect to connect to your soul, connect to your heart. Many people are out there right now. They don't even know anything about themselves. They don't even know their true self. They don't even know what they really like, right? They think that they want to be like everybody else, but nobody wants to be exactly like everybody else. Everybody wants to be uniquely themselves, right? Everybody wants to be themselves. Why wouldn't you want to be unique? Why wouldn't you want to be like a boutique store? Why would you want to be Walmart? Right? Like, I don't understand. And people don't, but they get programmed to think that they do. They all get programmed to think, I want to be Taylor Swift, or I want to be Beyonce, or I want to be Margot Robbie, or I want to be Brad Pitt, or I want to be whatever, right? I want to be Elon Musk. Right? They're all getting programmed that that's what they want to be like, to just be like everybody else. But your true strength is in your uniqueness and in your true essence, which is connecting to yourself. So if you don't know what you like or who you are, this is the opportunity where you start to develop that. You start to figure out who it is, right? You start to develop. I don't want to be near rabbit. Good one, Chexy. Alrighty. So we're going to get into cards. We're going to deliver some messages. Just listen to the messages. I allow my spirits to guide me towards who I'm going to do messages for. So put your name down if you want to have a reading. And for those of you who are listening, just listen, but discern, take what resonates and let go of what doesn't. Later on, we'll do some energy work. We always get through the clarity portion, and then we do about a half an hour of energy work at the end. So we'll do that. I'm going to start with Edie, with Edie as a subscriber. And yes, I do honor the subscribers, or will give preferential treatment to the subscribers, but I feel like that's fair because they subscribe. Alrighty, so Juju, Edie, we're going to start with some spirit messages. So let's see what your spirit guides have to tell you. Make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth even when others don't. You are not what people think of you. You're so much more than that. Remember, nobody knows you more than you, because you are you, right? You are with you 24/7, 365, all of the years of your life. And you're also the higher you. So like you're the you. Other people may claim to know you, and some people will say, I know you better than you know yourself. Sure. Okay. You know an aspect of me in a unique way that maybe I don't know, right? Everybody knows you in a different way, but nobody knows you. And you might even be able to get all of the people together, right? Like a crime scene, right? When they get a crime scene together, the reason why they're doing that is they're getting everybody's perspective of the scene of events to figure out what is true and what isn't. And the more things that people agree upon in the crime scene, the more accurate that it is that it existed. So if everybody agrees that the perpetrator's eyes were brown, they're more than likely going to look for a suspect with brown eyes. So nobody knows you the way that they know you. So the way that people think about you is also through their lens of themselves. When I'm interacting with you, I'm going to see you through my lens of trauma, my experience of the day, right? Like some days the interactions are very, very shallow and very, very distorted, right? So people perceive who they think you are as well, right? They take the bits that they know and they throw them all together and they're like, yeah, this is Edie. This is who I think Edie is, right? But that's not who you are, right? So sometimes, hi Susie Q. Sometimes, and thank you for following me. Sometimes they think that they have a picture of you because, you know, when you've interacted, maybe they got triggered. But remember, triggers are not about that moment. They're about that moment that opened up all these other moments that are existing there that are needing to be resolved. That's what the trigger is. The trigger is telling you there's stuff here that you need to look at. Hi. That's the poke, right? Hi. Right? So that's what your trauma is. So when I'm with you, I'm going to be looking through those viewpoints and those distortions, my worldviews, and then I'm going to fill in the gaps too about, you know, who I think Edie is, but I don't really know, right? Some people know more than some people, but I don't really know. So and what they think about you doesn't matter. It really doesn't, right? Even if they're paying your bills, it's really still doesn't matter. All right. It only matters if you determine to make it matter. So your other message from your spirit guides are keep moving forward, even if you are unsure of your next step or where it may take you. Trust that you are walking the path you are meant to walk. Remember, we are walking it with you. Trust yourself more. And I can feel that you need to trust yourself more. And also needing to know that your spirit guides are with you, that you're on the right path. Hi, Sarah. You wouldn't plant a seed. This is your final message from your spirit team. You wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every few minutes to see if it has grown. So why do you keep questioning yourself, your hard work, and your decisions? Have patience, stop overthinking, and keep watering your seeds. Good morning, Carol. Those are some good little messages. That's a really good one at the end, right? We don't. In the divine feminine, once I get to a certain space, we're going to do that exact thing on a new moon. We're going to plant a seed. That is the seed of our manifestation. We're going to do this whole process. And so then we can watch the seed grow, because we are not going to dig our hands down in there. But maybe you have a different way of processing through life. Maybe people are jealous because you don't do as much as them. And the only thing about the laziness, right, is if it bothers you. Like, does it bother you, right? Does it bother you, the level of whatever that you're doing, right? You're supposed to be here to design a life that you love. And there's a huge amount of that really dips into, and I apologize for the language, but that dips into the gotta not give a fuck. Why do you care? Right? If you love your life, then you don't care. So when you don't love your life, that's when you care what other people are saying about it, right? Because you know it's not the life that you want to be living, that you're living it and trying to adopt to certain ways that other people are feeling or seeing it, right? I don't let anybody tell me anything about me, right? Like, I'm here to live my life. I've only got one in this body. I'm going to maximize the crap out of that. I stayed asleep for far too long, and I was in trauma land far too long, right? I stayed living like a victim for most of my life. Like, I haven't been awake for my whole life, right? I went through trauma. I went through all that crap. I had all the bad things in my head. I used to self-harm. I was kidnapped twice, once by my real dad, once by my stepdad. Like, I've had so many crazy experiences in my life, but that's what brought me here. That's what brought me here. And that is also what gives me the power to say, I don't care. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to love my life. I'm going to do the things that light me up. I spent too many years having, crappy parents or partners because I thought that I didn't deserve it, or that I was somehow, unlovable, or some other distortion that I picked up from childhood. that life was cruel and mean, and there was scarcity and lack, and you had to work really, really hard, and you couldn't stop. You had to go, 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 do, and the brain was constant. Like, I remember them days. No, thank you. No, thank you. I live for me. I live the life. You got to live the life that you love. You got to live the life that you love. You only have one. You only have this one right now. 444. Angels are here to confirm that message. Okay. I got to think back onto Edie, and I have to tap the cards. Right? Just love yourself. Live the life that you love. If it bothers you, change it. If it's an aspect of you that bothers you, then change it. If it doesn't bother you, then don't give two flying F's about what other people think. It's that simple. You determine what you give power to, or whose opinion you give power to. And there might be a reason why, right? There might be a reason why. Okay, I said I was going to channel. I'm gonna channel Edie back to this and stuff. And yeah. Don't even let them. Don't even let them. Just don't even bother. Don't even bother. The only thing that you have to worry about is the voices in your own head. Those are the ones that you need to worry about, right? If they're not being kind, then lead the voice to the light and release it. If they are being kind and you hear them well, possibly you're hearing your spirit guides, or maybe your ego speaking to you in a really kind way right now. Either way, at least, eliminate the negative things in the mind field and have only the positives. Why have bombs in your mind field, right? That's all the negativity is. And life should be easy, right? Just because people have a different viewpoint of how life should be, right? They grew up in a time when they think that it has to be the way that the societal structure is. So why is that living? Why is it living to go and bust your butt to work super freaking hard to get maybe a couple weeks vacation, to pour everything into that part of life, into working so that you can buy all of these things that you don't actually need? Like, that's the life that we're in right now. That's the structure is traumatize the crap out of everybody and then put them in this system to work, take all the energy and all the money and all the time and all of the stuff from them. And then at the end of the day, they are anticipating that they retire at 65, maybe retire at 70, but either way, you retire in between 65 and 70. And for the last few years of your life, you live it out and then eventually go into a retirement home. And then you go into, nursing home and die. Yeah. Right. Like it's a stupid system that they've constructed. And that's not the way that we want to live anymore. That's what the awakening is. It's people waking up and saying, why are we doing this? Why are we living like this? Like, we don't have to live like this. Right. If we were self-sustaining, or like if we had, lived in little communities where we had gardens and, we had small amount of livestock and we all bonded together to do the food and to take care of each other, why would you need anything else? You wouldn't be sick because you're not being poisoned through your food. You'd have healthy water, so you wouldn't be being poisoned through your water. I mean, if we're in the new world where we're not getting poisoned by our air either, right? Like things like that would stop. So we'd be healthy. And if we did this together in these communities, in these collectives, in these tribes, right? Why do we need to go to work and drive ourselves to the bone for what? Exactly. So that we can get Taylor Swift's next album, so that Taylor Swift can have another $1 billion, so that she can fly all over the world and have the largest footprint of, she has the largest carbon footprint, by the way, Taylor Swift. She has the largest carbon footprint. So while everybody is supporting and buying all of her stuff and on the Swiftie wagon, right? And then the stars get up on their podiums and preach at us about carbon and about the economy and the climate and the, green this and all of that. Meanwhile, we're doing what to it? What are you doing to it? How are you harming the environment? I don't even have a car right now. I right? We're supposed to hate the cows. We're supposed to hate the cows, but they're jet setting all over the freaking world. They got yachts, they got cars, they got chauffeurs, they got this, they got that, right? Like, Jane Fonda flew into the oil field and rode around in a helicopter, like flew to Canada, then flew to Fort Mac, then, like she had a whole entourage, even the whole Greta Thunberg thing, right? Like the whole Greta Thunberg thing was just a freaking joke. The whole thing was such a freaking joke. Like, so, and it's just so funny. Like her bus and all of her cars and all of her crap that would show up in an entourage, right? Flying around the world, coming from where she is to preach to preach to people about that when she's not even and doing it herself. Like, it's just, sorry, but no, thank you. No, thank you. There's better ways. There's definitely better ways, right? We have to lower our consumership. Like, do we need all the things that we need? Right? They went to the point of, right, when you look at, I love you, I'll see you when you come back. When you look at, I totally got into chatting. I'm so sorry, Edie. I didn't even finish your reading yet. I haven't really even started it. I gave you your messages from your spirit team, and then we started talking about all of those messages and then got off on a drive. Hi, Simon. How are you? Do you go on TikTok at all, Simon? Because if you find me on TikTok, like, on my webpage, there's all the links are there, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. So if you are on TikTok, you can always, I start on TikTok and YouTube. We definitely need to talk. Okay, you need to follow us to the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective so we can hang out some more. So don't subscribe on here if that's an issue of subscribing to both. Don't subscribe here, subscribe there instead. Right? And then you can come join the conversation when it deepens. You can join as much as you want or as little as you want throughout the month. We go from here to there, and some people have the ability they can join every day, but not everybody does. So yeah, so you can come and hang out with us there a little bit. Okay, but you can come and hang out with us, Simon. I'm looking forward to you joining us in the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective. Right? Everyone has something to add. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to focus on Edie now so I can move through, or else we're never going to get any readings done. We're never going to get any readings done. All right. I'm going to give another smack. Edie, Spirit, can I get some nice messages for Edie on this Friday? Can we check in on the energy for her, please? And thank you. Who did you see them fly away? All righty. So it is what it is. The is what it is card is about acceptance. It's about accepting that sometimes it just is, right? And there's no changing it. There's no, there's no none of that, right? There's no changing. There's no none of it. And then, but you have to allow yourself that, even though it is what it is in this moment, or there's that acceptance that it is what it is, you have to leave yourself open for the unexpected, right? So we have this burst of magic coming in, which is beautiful. And the lotus flower is my logo, right? Because it's all about we don't stay in the muck. We rise up to become the lotus flower, right? And that's what we are. This is the warrior, is the lotus flower. So there's a burst of magic that's coming in for you. And I think it's the burst of magic is honestly from within. It's you recognizing your light, or recognizing something, like even just, the simple thing of tuning into your own intuition, or into how your guides communicate with you. That can be such a profound shift, and that would be a very much a big burst of magic, right? As you tip into that. I have to move this over just a little bit because it's just blocking the last comment. So this burst of magic could come through that way of you just starting to really connect. And the reason why is, like, for whatever, I'm drawn to this ethereal part of, like, this display of this woman that's rising up from it, and the enlightenment that's at the crown of her, right? I'm seeing that as being, like, it's like you come to a realization, and you are being more able to sense what's going on around you, or, you're starting to pick up the voice right? You're starting to realize which voice belongs to you, and maybe which voice belongs to spirit guides, or that your one spirit guide maybe communicates to you in music. Your one spirit guide communicates to you in numbers. Your one spirit guide communicates to you, like, so they do communicate in different ways. And you may be aware more of one particular way of seeing, like the signs and symbols, right? Seeing numbers. That might be something that you start to see more often, but I think this is more about really connecting on a deeper level with your guides, and waking up a bit more to your gifts. That's what the burst of magic is. And the reason why is because the next card that came out is the Royal You. And this is about stepping into the light and really connecting with who you are, like beyond all of it, like who Edie is and what Edie is maybe on point to do. I don't know if it's in your wheelhouse right now, or like it's in, it is a bit more of one of my, it's a pricey reading. It's $111 Canadian, but the Gene Key readings that I give people, you have to know your date of birth and your time as well as location, right? And some of us don't know the time of birth. So if you don't know that, unfortunately, the reading does not work. But if that's something that interests you, connect with me, Edie, and we can do that reading for you. That's 111 Canadian, so I don't know what that would work out for you in your country, but significantly less than that for sure. Because I don't know what the euro or what the conversion is. But that might be something that you want to look into. I want to pull you some other cards, though. These were just the first ones that. So let's see. So we're doing the Good Tarot today as the tarot cards that I'm working with. And it's just 6:06 on the time. There's a lot of sixes. Sixes are about family. So maybe look into sixes for a bit. Okay. So we've got the Moon card. The Moon card is also a card that speaks about enlightenment. The Moon is number 18. The Moon can be about clarity and insight. It can also be about really, really connecting with your emotions. And it also represents Cancer energy, like the zodiac sign. We've got the Four of Air. The Four of Air is the Four of Swords. So this is about rest. Right. So there is a need for rest right now, and for you to just rejuvenate, refill your cup is what I'm getting from that. We've got the Seven of Water. The Seven of Water is the Seven of Cups. And so that's about having a lot of choices and options. And you may be in this moment kind of having a difficulty in figuring out what is it that you're going to choose, right? What is it that you're going to which choice is the right choice is the message that's coming up with that. And that's where you're going to need to connect into your intuition and connect with your guides, and having that information is going to give you an idea of where you need to go. But the Queen of Water is here. So she's very intuitive, psychic. She is really connected to her emotions. She's emotionally mature. And balanced. She's very nurturing and compassionate. To be at that level of emotions is a beautiful space to be. So I don't feel that there's any negative energy within this at all. I'm just going to check in and see what the angels have to say, or sorry, the fairies have to say for you. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Yeah. Crossroads. All right, so we've got transformation and the transformation fairy. The transformation, this is a time of transformation for you for sure. I feel like you're really leveling up, right? You're moving into another layer of knowledge about who you are. So the transformation fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. That's a powerful message from the fairies. Let's see what else the fairies have to say for you, Dawn. I got a couple more cards for Dawn from the fairies. What other messages does she need? Sorry, for Edie. What does Edie need to hear from the fairies? What does Edie need to hear, Spirit? I saw Dawn come in the room and then started saying Dawn. So the flourish fairy, I should show you the image. The flourish fairy is coming up. So we go through this transformation to flourish. The lotus flower fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. So I think that, like as we're talking about the lotus flower that grows through the muck, right, becomes that warrior, that you're meant to be that lotus flower. And here it is talking about the lotus flower fairy, right? And that is what we do. We grow through that muck, and when we become the lotus flower, that's when we're sharing the message to other people. Like in this case, we're sharing it to the other lotus flowers that are below the muck, going, hey, the light is up here. You just have to grow towards the light. Come on, guys, right? You become that energy that says this can be done, right? You can get out of the muck and you can flourish. Okay. And what else do we have? One more message, one more fairy message for Edie. We got life energy. Look at that. Life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to share your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. But remember, we're talking in terms of we are healed. We are healed. We are growing and evolving, right? We are integrating things that happened, experiences that happened. But when we stay in the state of healing, it's like we're constantly trying, right? We don't want to be in that energy. All righty. Who's next for a reading? Who's next for a reading? Anybody can get a reading. I'm letting my spirit team or, my intuition guide me towards who I'm going to pick. And you have the opportunity on TikTok, or sorry, on YouTube as well. I love you. I miss you, Edie. Mira's like, please. All right. Well, first I'm going to go with Juju. Let's see what Juju needs to hear. Well, there's definitely, you need a message. There's a message coming in, and it's mental. Like it's going to be there's a communication that's coming in. It could very well be this, but we'll see what the other cards are talking about. So in this deck here, I'm trying to think with the book. I want to make sure. I'm pretty sure they have the page. The messenger is like the messenger is the knight. Okay, so the messenger is the light. I love you. So in the messenger of air, so the knight of air is the translation of that card, or knight of swords, right? So this is very fast moving mental energy is what the messenger of air is. And it could be that you're receiving a message as well. Like it could be incoming information, but let's see what else we get for the cards. Well, we've got the chariot. The chariot again is fast moving energy. So there is a lot of fast moving energy for you. The chariot speaks of success. It speaks of, it's beautiful energy, Juju. It speaks of success, but it's also about amalgamating two energies together or harnessing opposing forces. So it'd be like balancing your spiritual and mental or traditional and more ancient practices, right? It could be bringing something together like that, or bringing your masculine and feminine energy together so that you're in that space. But it is about victory and success. The chariot also, I'm pretty sure represents, I gotta do that. Give me 1 second. Jesus, like, what? Because I have it in my head, but I like dropped it recently. There's this one card I look at, and I go blank on which zodiac sign it responds to. Cancer is the Chariot, because I think that that's what messes you up, because Cancer is, or messes me up anyway. I'm going to acknowledge that it messes me up. It might mess you up too, but it messes me up because I think Cancer should be the moon. It just like, why wouldn't it be? It's governed by the moon. It makes sense, right? But it's not. So Cancer is the Chariot. So I do want to say that Cancer is the Chariot, and then my brain says, but it's the moon because it's governed by the moon. So here we are. So you got the Chariot. You've also got the Call, which is 20. The Call is called the Call in this deck, the Good Tarot. It's the Judgment card in other tarot decks. So this is about unveiling yourself, revealing yourself. This is answering the call. So what is the call? What is the call that you're answering, right? Whatever it is, the Nine of Water is the Nine of Cups. That is the card of wishes granted, right? This is fulfillment, emotional fulfillment in all areas, which is why it's considered to be the wish granted card, because when you're emotionally fulfilled in all areas, that means that you're financially abundant and your manifestations or dreams they've come true. So let's see what we're getting for spirit messages. I didn't start with that, and I was gonna. All right, what do we have for spirit messages for Juju today? I'll tell you that sun is warm coming in the back there. Ooh. All righty. What's Juju's spirit messages? All right. Don't allow negative emotions to fester. If you're feeling frustrated, angry, or hurt, for example, just acknowledge that. Instead of fighting your feelings, go with them and work with them. Then true healing can really begin. So it's just about letting them go. Whatever you feel, like the feelings are meant to be temporary, right? But we make them long-term, and we make them long-term through our thoughts. So we keep thinking about the experiences that generated the emotions and reliving those emotions, but while not processing through them or allowing them to leave. Like we're creating through our memory a re-experience of that and new emotions for that particular thing, right? When we're not remembering, working through it, integrating and letting the emotions flow. So in letting the emotions flow is as simple as, these are the sensations that I'm feeling in my body, and I allow them to be released. And if I have to cry to release them, that's okay. If I want to journal it out, that's okay too. Whatever I want to do, maybe I'll go jump outside. I'll run outside and I'll ground on the earth, or I'll go pound my feet into the earth, because that's, an opportunity for me to ground my energy, or to get rid of like really anger, or apparently I made myself bleed. Like accident prone today. Alrighty. No, I'm not. Take that back. All right. So yeah. So when the emotions come up, just let them go. We got another message here. So no matter how much you are being tested or pushed right now, stand your ground and push back. Believe in your own integrity and self-worth so much that no one can get in your way. Have the confidence to move forward. You can and will do this. Well, of course you will. You have it right here. It's going to come in very quickly. I'm going to get some more clarity on the tarot cards, but let's see what your last spirit message is. Can I get another message for Juju, please, Spirit? Or her spirit guides want to tell her. Let go of the old and make way for the new. You may find yourself being a bit distracted by random thoughts, fears, or doubts. Don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned actions and choices. Okay, so that's what your guides or your spirit guides wanted to tell you. So let's see, what is the energy that's going on with this reading? We've got some, I think it's beautiful energy. I feel like you're making a choice, or you're getting some really great ideas. These great ideas have amazing success potential, and that success would come to you quickly because it's in alignment with who you are, right? The roots of abundance coming out, right? So, and what did I say about the roots of abundance earlier is that the roots of abundance is in that alignment space. When we are in alignment, hi Jer Bear, when we are in alignment and we are being authentic, right? And we are in that, when we're in that space, then abundance just flows so easily to us. there's the broken open card and smoke and mirrors. So the broken open card, something you may have experienced was really hard on you and it broke you open. But that's how we end up going through that journey, right? That's how that's sometimes what we needed in order for us to see how special we were or what we needed, right? Oh, thanks, Michael. And then we've got smoke and mirrors. So I think the smoke and mirrors is what's alluding to those thoughts, right? Like when we get into that, or, it's just illusions out there. Money is an illusion. Time is an illusion, right? It's, these are illusions, and, the fear that people are propagating is an illusion as well. You got 3 2s in here. So the 2, 28 and 42. So 2, 2, 2. All righty. What are our fairies? We got the healing fairy. The healing fairy is now it's time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. So that could be an indication of what this is, that you're meant to answer the call. Maybe you know that you're a healer. We've got the solitude card. The solitude card is, think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet time. So the fairies are really asking you to spend some time meditating, to be inner and quiet, and even connecting out. Like solitude in the trees might be a good idea. Go walking in the woods and meditate, do a forest bathing. All right, what other message from the fairy angels do we have? For the fairies do we have? I dropped a bunch. Hi. Alrighty. So I do want to say that there has been a bunch of conversation. There's a lot of people around me. Okay, so we've got hidden depths as the last angel card. I'll finish this out before I go into that conversation. So something hidden is about to come to light, perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. So that's what I mean. Like there's some gift that you're going to be, there's some, maybe it's an activation. It's not necessarily a message coming in, but it could be inspiration, insight, clarity. Something's going to come in, and it has the potential to completely transform your life, whether that's you waking up to the realization that you are a healer, or your spiritual gifts, or just even, working through the states of, healing kind of thing. Right. Alrighty. Who's next for a card? Or for cards, I should say. I'm doing more in-depth readings. I'm letting my spirit guides, or my, like my intuition, guide me to who I'm going to pull cards for. Anybody can have a card or could be selected, but I do prioritize subscribers. And I honor people who have subscribed to Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Healthy Collective, as well as those that are here. So, who would like a card? I'm going to have a drink of tea. Let's have some fun. I also started later, so I have to keep that in mind. Melinda, let's see what your spirit guides have to say. 333 on the timer there, love. 1 hour and 3 minutes and 33 seconds. All right. What does Melinda need to hear from her spirit team? Maybe a good message for her. Maybe not that many cards, please, Spirit. Just one. Or I feel like there's a card backwards. It's almost like I know when there's one that's like Maybe that's why they, all right. Okay. All right. What does Melinda need to hear from her spirit team? I got a good message for Melinda, please. Trust yourself more. Know that you are in the right place at the right time. Opportunities will present themselves to you when they are meant to, all in divine timing. Get excited about the future again instead of fearing it. You are so much closer to a powerful breakthrough than you may realize. You have been praying for things to heal, new opportunities to appear, relationships to improve, and these prayers will be answered soon. What's the final angel message or spirit team message for Melinda? Keep moving forward, even if you are unsure of your next step or where it may take you. Trust that you are walking the path you are meant to walk. Remember, we are walking it with you. Trust yourself more. So a strong message of trust, a strong message of being on the right path, and also knowing that circumstances are going to be changing, right? That's like really beautiful. All right, let's see. What is the energy that Melinda's dealing with right now? Can we get an energy check-in for Melinda? Whoa. Okay. So Earth Magic is the card that, one of the cards that came out. Earth Magic is really, it is connecting with the earth. And I do want you to realize, like, there is a part of you that is very powerful in working with the earth. And it is a call for all of us, in fact, lately, to be walking and to be working with Mother Gaia. Another strong message that's been coming from Mother Gaia is to collect water. So, like, I think that we need to start, making sure that we have, a supply of water and food on hand. And I know there's some of us who were not in a position to really stockpile stuff like that, because we're not, right? We are unfortunately in different income spaces. So that's where we need to be the helpers, right? If those of us that have the ability to stock up more can stock up more for those who can't stock up at all, right? That's the kind of information from that. So that was what I wanted to say between the readings, was just that there's the information from Mother Gaia to collect water, because there's a possibility that it can be in the future contaminated. So you want to make sure that you have water on hand for those times, right? Or you have a way of clarifying your water. All right, so we've got Earth Magic. We're all magicians. We absolutely are. Some of us work with different elements. Some of us work with crystals. Some of us work with crystal grids. Some of us work with tree spirits or with Mother Gaia herself. Well, there's a lot of magic within the earth. She is a being, and a powerful one at that. So, there's a call for you to dip into this. We have the powerful move card coming up, which means that you're going to be making a powerful move, and some things are going to be shifting for that. The other card that's coming out is the ears wide open. And this is for you to really make sure that you're listening, and it's not just listening with your ears, right? It's keeping your eyes open, your ears open. You're just paying attention to your intuition. I think that, you have to be careful of all the people that are around you. Not all the people that are around you have the same kind of intentions. But let's see if we can get some more clarity on all of this. We've got the Page of Air. The Page of Air is the Gemini card that can speak of education. It can speak of connections, collaborations, stuff like that. Now, we are working with the Good Tarot today. So with the Good Tarot, there are no inverted messages. However, me and all my readings with tarot, those two cards, both that one and the Sun, came in the shadow position. So I would just put a caution that it could be having some worrying or obsessive thinking, and also delays could be part of the question or part of the reading, but we're going to get more clarity anyway. So we've got and that's abundance. So I feel like your education, like the work that you're doing with school, is going to lead to abundance. The love card's coming out as well. The love card is about harmony, balance. It can also be about, I love how they actually have Leo on this card and the fire sign because this represents Leo. And it doesn't actually. The Leo card is really the sun in major arcana. But sometimes we do associate this with Leo because of the lion. But this is about harmony and balance coming into your life. It can be a time when relationships are improving. And I feel like as the money situation improves for you, that's going to allow other spaces within your life to also improve. And we've got the 9 of fire. The 9 of fire is that being really determined and going to continue on the path that you've embarked on. You're going to see it to completion. So that in that way, it's you're going to complete school. Everything's going to be fine with that. Okay. A remedy for irritation and hives. Does anyone have a remedy for that? All right, what are our fairies? What fairy messages do we have for Melinda? So the sun card is abundance. It's joy. It's this really beautiful space. The love card, harmony and balance. Again, a beautiful space. The fairy of motivation is coming out. The fairy of motivation. When spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say, get busy and do it. Okay. What else? Yeah. And maybe it's the relationship with yourself. You got the abundance fairy. So this beautiful abundance fairy, prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you have. In fairyland and human land, there is enough abundance for everybody. There is. Yeah. Divination, right? The divination angel coming out. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. And maybe that's what the power move is talking about, Melinda. The power move, right? When we started this off, it started with earth magic and then it went into the power move. So there's some powerful move that you're going to make, and that's going to shift everything, right? That's going to shift. You got to keep your wits about you, your intuition open, right? Then we get the newness. We get the new ideas. We get the abundance and the big giant yes card. We get the harmony and balance. And you've got the ability to get it where you need to go, right? You even have the fairy of motivation coming in to give you an abundance, and then divination. You know the truth. You know the truth. Your guides know the truth. You can connect with your guides, right? Hi, Serafina. Yeah. Okay, so who's next for a reading? Remember, anybody can get a reading. It's not exclusive to subscribers, and there's not a set rate. Like, you don't have to pay a certain thing. I appreciate your support and your generosity. I'm just going to let my guides choose for me. You're not to know the how. The how is beyond your brain, right? You know exactly how, right? You know exactly how. Hi, Susie. We're doing big readings, not just a card. So we're doing big readings. So, so you're asking to have a reading. Okay. So just I'm not doing single cards. Okay. You're welcome, love. It's going to work out, but I think, you know. Right. Oh. And I have to try to keep in my mind when I did the readings for individuals last, right? Like I have to try to remember that as well, because I don't want the same people getting readings all the time. And that was really a big part of why I changed this, is because every day you would show up on my page and sit with me, and everybody would ask for clarity, and everybody would get clarity, and nobody would go and purchase readings from me. Think about how quickly that reading is. Like, these readings are not half-hour or hour-long readings that I'm giving you here, but I give you quite a bit of clarity. When you do a reading with me, like an actual tarot reading, the tarot reading is a half an hour long. It can be a formatted reading, like if you wanted to, say, do a 12-month look ahead, or you wanted to do a spirit animal reading, or, like I have a bunch of different styled readings that I do. But I will also pull cards and have so many cards that I'll keep pulling for you till we get clarity, till we get to the point of clarity with whatever it is that you are questioning. Right. So it's just a half an hour of time with me and the cards and my intuition. If you do the hour-long one, that's with my full spirit team. And that's when we do, when we talk about, could be talk about past lives. You could get something channeled, things like that. Okay. So yeah, I know. Not everybody does. It's just, that's why I changed the format, because I was I was pulling cards for everybody every day, and it's like, but then you're not going to support me in a reading if you get a card, and I would give 3 cards, 4 cards, who knows, right? I was being very, very generous. So now I'm deciding to pick one or another person or whatever, and then just allow my guides to choose, and then give you a full reading, and then you get to see what it would be like to get a full reading from me. But also, that's not all I do. You guys know that. You guys know that I specialize in trauma and mental health. You guys know that I'm a quantum healer, that I speak light language and channel, that I have a lot of powerful groups and education and healing packages and stuff that I provide on my website as well. Alrighty. How's Susie Q doing today? And I know Mare wanted cards as well, so... Well, as I said, Mare, the cards fell out, so Mare it is. The first card that came out is Deep Breath, and that is asking you to just pause, to connect to your breath, to just take a moment and focus on you, right? It's not that, it's time for you to just rest and get a higher perspective, was the other card that came out. So higher view, it's time to really consider all the perspectives, or to consider things that maybe you hadn't considered before. That's coming up with the higher view. Could be actually like needing to change your vantage point. What else does Mare need to know? Hi, Audrey. Alrighty, so there's smoke and mirrors came out. Smoke and mirrors can be that there's a lot of there could be some deception around you. But it's also like there's illusions, right? And I think that's why you need to get that new perspective, is because you need to realize, like, what are you reflecting out into the world, and what is an illusion that you're seeing, is the message that I'm getting from that. The Grand Symphony come out, and that card is about reminding you of the fact that everybody plays a part, and that it's the parts, each of the parts are unique individual pieces, but it's the whole thing is the piece in the whole. So the symphony wouldn't be a symphony if it didn't have all of those pieces, though. So each piece of the team is important. So it's recognizing the unique value that you have to bring, but also recognizing that same value belongs in other people as well, that they all have a part to contribute. All right, what are the messages from Mare's spirit team today? Let me get some messages. If you pay close attention, you will notice all the doors that once closed are opening up, just in a different form. Things may not appear exactly as you had envisioned. Accept where you are at this moment in time. Only then can you begin to move forward. Be clear about your intentions. This makes it easier for us and the universe to help you. Doors will open unexpectedly. Be ready. So if you don't have an idea of where you're headed, how can your angels and guides direct you? How can they help you get where you want to go? Right? How can they help you steer your ship if you don't even know where you want it to go? It's kind of like if you don't even know what you like, or you don't even know what you want. That's like going to a restaurant and asking, and the waiter comes and says, "What do you want?" And you're like, "I don't know." Well, you might not get what you like if they bring back, I don't know, what you right? Go back to the heart of who you truly are. There you will find peace. Look at your life in its entirety. Acknowledge any old wounds and then release them. Use what they taught you as added strength. Keep moving forward with a renewed sense of confidence. Okay. Wrong deck. 12, guys. All right. Can I get some clarity on these cards, please, Spirit, for Mare? We've got the Sun card. The Sun is abundance. The Sun is authenticity. It's joy. It's also a card that represents Leo in major arcana. Or sorry, Leo's represented by the Strength card, not the Sun. Not the Sun. But to me, it could represent Leo energy. How do you like that? I'm just checking. I don't think anyone's the Sun. No. Okay. You got the Sun card. You got the Sun card. That's abundance. That's a big, giant yes card. You have the Three of Fire. The Three of Fire is like the Wands card. I love you. And so this is about making, this is about having all the skills and talents and waiting for that perfect wave to come into shore. It's like you're just waiting. And it's right there. It's like you're right there with the good stuff happening. And you had the Sun card, which is a giant yes as well. And then we've got the Nine of Air. The Nine of Air is basically the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, my mind is like picking up the image of the Nine of Swords from another deck. And I'm trying to think what that, yes. The Nine of Swords is like about worrying and stressing out, right? It's like, but don't pay attention to the noise around you, right? Don't pay attention to all that external stuff, right? This is an opportunity for you to clear the chatter in the mind, right? Make sure that the things that you're thinking about are actually working for you, right? And maybe that's what you needed, was this reading to say that things are going to be okay, like things are turning around. Good afternoon. Okay, can I get another card on this? We've got the Seven of Fire, Mare. The Seven of Fire is about feeling like you need to defend yourself. Okay, there may be a feeling like you need to defend yourself that's been there, or that maybe you feel like you're being attacked. But it's because you're unique and you stand out. There are some of us, as you know, light workers, or who are on our spiritual journey, and by just the way that we are, we naturally draw people towards us who need help, right? It's like the brighter that you shine, that you are, you know, in service of the collective, the more that the collective comes to you with whatever it is that they need help with, right? It's that beacon that comes out. You're being really asked to connect with your inner child. And when you start to connect with your inner essence and your inner child, then you get the Eight of Fire, which is about success, and it's coming in quickly. So at the end of the day, the message for this is, I think you're going through a little bit of a tough time. You're waiting for something to happen. and it is going to come in. You got the wish wisely. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desires and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. One of the things about using your wishes wisely is being careful that you're not putting a box around yourself, right? Sometimes we get hung up on it being this one particular thing. It's kind of like thinking that you have to the only way that I can get money is through, say, working a job, right? If you have that in your mindset, then the universe is like, well, I can't give you money through a lottery then. Well, I can't give you money through an inheritance. I can't give you money through you finding it on the street, right? You have to open your mind to say that, things can come in unexpected, but also in unexpected ways, and that being open to unexpected things, because you never know, maybe the dreams that you have right now aren't as big as the dreams that you had before you got here. And those dreams are like spectacular, right? Mm-hmm. So what are you doing to change it, right? You've got the motivational fairy. The motivation fairy is saying that when spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. And you've also got the magical blessings. Hello, love. How are you? The magical blessings fairy. So whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too, right? And there's a lot of like, what are you doing to interact with people, like, right? And sometimes that's the case. Like maybe there's blockages that you have that you're not aware of, right? Whoops. Right? There could be blockages that you're not aware of. Right? You could always call and have a talk, Mare, and I could give you some guidance and let you know what I would do. You're back now. Are you ready for a card now? Alrighty. So what I've been doing is actually giving readings, and we talk about the cards, and they're a bit longer of a reading. I'm going to pull one right now for spiritual love, Crystal. I do prioritize subscribers, but that doesn't mean that I do give to other people as well. The reason why I'm doing this is I was finding that people were showing up every day and getting cards every day, and I just wanted to be a little bit more selective so that people weren't getting cards every day. But you can come in and occasionally get a reading, and I'll choose from the people where I'm guided. So if I feel like I have a message to give somebody, then I'll pull cards for them. So spiritual love. And then after I'm done giving cards for spiritual love, we're going to go to the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective. And we'll deepen the conversation there and do some other stuff within that group. Okay, so if you want to come and hang out with us on Phenomenal Friday, then we can do that. I like to end with a little bit of energy work. So we'll see what we get to today before I end the live. But let's see what the message is for spiritual love. What does Crystal's spirit guides have to say to her? Drop down and stop back down. So what does Crystal need to hear today, Spirit? And if you want a reading, I do have readings on my website. I have a legitimate business. I celebrated my 3rd year in business this year, which I didn't realize was such a powerful thing. But when I found out that in Canada, 1 in 20 small businesses closed in the month of June alone, 55,000 businesses closed. So I feel very lucky to still have my company opening, or my company open and running. So, and that's because of you guys, all you guys that work with me, all of you guys that subscribe to me, every gift that you give here, that keeps me going. So know that it's not a big conglomerate or corporation. It's me. It is a corporation though, but it's just me. It's my corporation. Alrighty. Spiritual love, your first message. If you are noticing changes within you, it's because you're leaving an older version of yourself behind. You are elevating and shedding unnecessary layers. Old cycles are ending and new beginnings are on the horizon. You deserve this new chapter. Thank you, Anita. What else does spiritual love need to hear from her spirit team? Make it your mission to accept all parts of you, the good and what you perceive to be your imperfections. Don't go looking for any outside validation. It's already within you. Once you realize your true beauty and potential, you will never doubt yourself again. If you pay close attention, you will notice all the doors that once closed are opened up, just in a different form. Things may not appear exactly as you had envisioned. Sometimes it looks better than you could have ever imagined. All righty. What's the energy for Crystal right now? What does Crystal need to know? We've got beyond the ordinary, which is exactly what I was saying. Like you can't even imagine or fathom where your life is going to go or how big it's going to be. Like, and you're Aquarius, like you're so beyond the ordinary, right? Like, I think that's your claim to fame, is being beyond the ordinary. It's like the fun part of life. Why would you want to be ordinary when you can be Aquarius? Right? That's got to be a video. Well, why would you want to be ordinary when you could be Aquarius? I love it. All righty. What other energy does spiritual love need to have coming in? A burst of magic. So we got some magics in the air. Magics in the air. So this is enlightenment, leveling up beyond the ordinary. Like, this is powerful. What else do we got? What other energies are coming in for Crystal right now, Spirit? Pulling my own hair. Whoa. Call of the Muse. Look at that beautiful card. Are you answering the call? Are you? Are you ready to step into your light? Can I get some information on these cards? Well, 5 cards flew out and they all face up. All face up. So let's go through the stack. So the 5 of Fire, when we're looking at that traditionally in a tarot, it would be the 5 of Wands. Fire is spirit or action, like taking inspired action would be a good use of the energy of fire. The fire energy could also be about collaboration in this sense, and it can also be about competition. So when we're looking at the 5 of Fire, you have to be careful that you're actually doing it in where it's not in conflict. It's not competition. You're not like, just don't worry about the other stuff. It's that whole like kind of not my drama. And you've got to be the queen of water. Like you've got to be in touch with your emotions and balanced and calm, and validate your emotions, validate your experiences, let the energy go. The 7 of Air is there, which means that there's a lot of options that are coming up, right? This would be the 7 of Swords. So it could be that it's a lot of communication, and you might need to work at that communication because maybe not everybody's speaking the same language. So you might actually have to spend a little bit of time in communicating to make sure that the message is being communicated in the correct way. But it's also reminding yourself of what you're responsible for. Right? That's the other part about 7s, is a lot of responsibility or a lot of work. When we're looking at the 7 of Pentacles, it could be that you've been working really hard and not seeing the results of the efforts. With the 7 of Air, we're in the mental space. So it's just, there could be a lot of work in that space. We've got the Star card, which is the Aquarius card coming out. And we've also got Fortune's Wheel, or the Wheel of Fortune as well. So this was all fated to happen. It was a part of the karmic cycle of life. It is a cycle that's ending, and it's a completion cycle and a level up. And what you get from the Aquarius card is it's the big wishes granted, right? It's you're getting the desire, your desires are being met. But what I'm getting from my guides is that it's going to be met in a spectacular way. It's beyond what you even thought. It's beyond the ordinary, right? So what else does Crystal need to hear from the fairies? Nature's signs. So we've got that card first. The nature's signs is be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continually. We only need to open our hearts and minds, and it does. And we also know, right, that we have to look at, repeating numbers, right? Like you're talking right there. There is the angel or the fairy of moderation. Is there something that you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. And then we've got come together. So come together. Fairies like to be busy, and a group of them is showing you that many hands make light work. Working as a team helps get the job done. I think this is like that. It's the collaboration, right? It's that whole collaboration. And, it is better, right? Like we got all these people that are starting up these spiritual businesses and they're soulpreneurs. That's why I created the Brainstorming Brilliance. Is if you're working on a company and you've gotten to a certain level within your healing, it has to be a certain energy. But if it's suitable, I have a Brainstorming Brilliance group that allows that opportunity to share and to have support, to have someone else who is maybe working in the same area or in a similar space, who you can bounce ideas off and get inspiration, support, all of that. So the last one that came out is the pure intention. So the fairy of manifestation will help you use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. Your wishes are coming true. Just really be aware of what you're wishing for, right? Because sometimes we think we're wishing for the right thing, and then at the end of the day, we find out that's not really what I wanted. I didn't really want that. Right? I love you. I love you. Okay, so we're almost at 12:30. We've got a couple of minutes here left. What do you guys want to do? Did you guys want me to do a little bit of healing? We could end with the return to innocence, and I could do some healing right now, or while that song plays, and we'll just end on that note, or something else. I shouldn't play with cards, though, because then I'm going to want to pull another card. Stretch out my leg. Oh, I like Chucksy. Chucksy's going to send reverse healing. I love it. We'll all heal each other, right? We'll all heal each other. Oh, multidimensional muse. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to ask her if she's in for it. You guys will channel light language and light codes together if Shauna Lee wants to join me, if she feels up to it. I don't know. She might not, though. Love you, Debbie. Shauna's like, I went in and right on out. I heard her say my name and I was like, I'm not. I am not up for it. And she might not have stuck around. She might not. I know she's getting ready to do her live at some point too. Alrighty. You guys are slow on the typing, or the internet connection is slow on the repo spawn. I'm going to cue up some music. And what I think I want to do is something even more different. More different. We're going to do something more different, guys. Okay. In the honor of Venus, the goddess Venus. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is just connect into your body. If you can sit, and many of us can't sit cross-legged on the floor. We're not in an environment that we can do that. But either way, just make sure that you're seated on a chair with your feet on the ground or seated cross-legged on a surface of some sort. Okay. And all I want you to do is just to start to rock back and forth and close your eyes. And you can go as slow or as fast as you want, and you're just rocking or rotating in a circular fashion. Just really moving through that root and sacral region. And what I want you to do is place your one hand over your heart space, so the center of your chest is adequate, and then as well over your stomach. You can put it above your umbilical, below your umbilical. Either way is fine. But so we're just going to keep moving with that energy connected to, if we're at the heart chakra and we're at the solar plexus, we connect the divine feminine at the heart with the divine masculine at the solar plexus. If we lower it down to the sacral, we're connecting where the divine feminine energy used to be with where the divine feminine energy is now. So just keep moving from side to side. And the reason why we're doing this practice is because a lot of energy gets stored in our sacral region and also up into our chest from our traumas. And by connecting into your body and moving in this way, you can help to move those stagnant bits of energy out of your body. And then you can move your arms and start to involve that into what you're doing, and just allow the sound of the music to just carry you, just move you through space. There's no right or wrong. You're just moving your body and delving into the sensual sounds that the music is providing. And you can think of it like a fire. Like you're a flame. The flame beginning in your root chakra and that beautiful red, rising up to your sacral, to that orange, getting higher up to the solar plexus and that beautiful yellow. Now in your abdomen, you have that fire burning, red, orange, and yellow, flame flickering, moving. We're going to keep that fire rising up in our body. We're going to rise it up to our heart chakra, expanding into that green, that beautiful emerald green, up to the higher heart chakra and that beautiful pink rose quartz, raising the energy higher up to your third eye. That beautiful indigo spreading through your energy field. And rise it all the way up to the top where it hits your crown and that beautiful white lotus. And just keep moving, allowing that flame within you to rise. When you take a big breath in, I want you to feel like you're pulling the breath up through your root from the Mother Earth. And then exhaling out through your crown, See that energy being pulled up from your root, out through your crown, around your toroidal field and back, up through your root, out through your crown, and back. You can even bring your hands in and switch them. Good morning, Snail. So just enjoy that space, enjoy connecting to them. So that's what we did, or that's the type of stuff that we do in the Divine Feminine. So if that's energy that you'd like to play with, and on a much bigger level than that even, then please do think of joining us in the Divine Feminine. Otherwise, for those of you who are going to follow me to deeper the conversation in Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy, I'll see you in that collective momentarily. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm not sure if there'll be a surprise live over the weekend. If it is, it'll be a surprise for all of us, because I haven't thought of it yet in that concept. So I will see you on Monday, definitely in the live on Monday. And for those of you who are celebrating Canadian Thanksgiving, I wish you all a wonderful day. I hope that everything goes well with all of your families. And I love you guys. I'll see you on Monday. Okay? Bye, guys. Have a beautiful day. And if you want something, check out my website. Lots there. Bye, guys. Bye, Simon.